Hey guys, so I have gotten a lot of requests to do eyeshadow tutorials, so I'm finally going to do it. I have been not doing it and putting it off because I feel so awkward in front of a camera with like shifty eyes, and I know that the only way to get better is to do it. So I'm going to swallow my pride, and without further ado, I will get started. First of all, let's get this little guy on. Just to get my hair completely out of my face. So a lot of times I don't go in with eyeshadow primer because I just prime my eyes with concealer and then set it with powder. So today, since I'm doing my eyeshadow first and then the rest of my face, I will go in with primer. So this is the Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer. I got it from my most recent BoxyCharm, and I feel like it works pretty well. So just go ahead and put that over. If you don't normally do primer, just know like the main reason for it is to help your color stay more vibrant, to try and keep your eyeshadow from creasing, let it go on nice and smooth, give it a nice base. And I think it works pretty well. I also realized I wanted to get my eyebrows done first, so I'm going to do that real quick. Okay guys, I am back with the brows on. It does crack me up how intense it looks when you have nothing else on. So anyways, I'm going to get right back into it. Today I wanted to do like a fun, almost cotton candy style look. So I'm going to start with a dark purple right in my crease and use this Farrah blending brush. And I was planning on setting my primer with powder like I usually do, but I spaced it. So the only downside of not setting with powder is that when you first put it on, it does get a little patchy, so you need to be really careful to smooth it out and build it up, because if you can see, it kind of goes on this patchy look. So I'm just gonna go really gently, not really putting pressure, to smooth it out. All right, I think that looks good. I'm gonna go do the other side. I also started doing my eyeshadow first most days because I don't like to put tape on my face. I have adhesive allergies, so I usually can't. Some of them don't bother me, but most do. So if I do my eyeshadow first, I like to just clean up the edge at the end with either my concealer or just wiping it. So I'm just doing the same thing over here. So once you've built up that color you want, you can move on to the next thing. I like to make sure it is a little deeper right in that crease, because we're going to go in and cut it with the concealer in a minute. Now, if your edges are a little bumpy, that's okay, because we're going to go smoke it out with a lighter color, and we'll do that right now. By the way, I'm using the Revolution Patricia Bright palette. I really love this one, and I went in with the color Reckless to start. Now I'm going to go in with Birthday Cake. It's this nice light purple, and I'm going to take this fun little fluffy brush because I want to be able to just really smooth it. And first I'm going to slightly just blur out that edge just a little bit. Nothing too much. I have no product on the brush yet. And then it will get all this color. It doesn't matter if you clean it before you go in with the Birthday Cake, because you want the colors to go together. So you just want to go at the top, but also on that line so they start meshing. Again, like, I'm a messy person. I don't have very steady hands. Some people do this and they just make it look great the first time. I can't always do that, so I make it real simple, and we'll go in and clean up a little or do other things later to just make it all work together. So now we have that nice little fade up there. This eyebrow is up higher than this one, so this one goes all the way up to the eyebrow, so I end up having to bring this one up too, and then we'll just highlight under it to give it that separation so it doesn't look too over the top. So next I'm going in with a nice little skinny flat brush. All right, so I actually just put a light foundation into an old concealer container, and I'm going to dip this in and just shape out the shape I want. And then we're going to go in and do the other eye. And we're going to do the same thing. I keep my eyes squinted because I don't want it to lift and transfer onto there. So we'll just get that fluffy brush again and set it all down and wipe it all away. Then I just like to get that same dark purple one I used before just to clean it up. And then also on the edge here. So for the lid, I didn't have a blue I liked in the Revolution palette, so I'm actually going to use this Essence Ulta one, Girls United. It's such a good palette. It's beautiful, and it is $10 from Ulta. So we are going to use the color Shapoppin'. And for all over the lid, I totally forgot to pull out my setting spray, but I like to spray a brush that's like kind of fluffy but also flat with some setting spray, and then get that color on. And I just realized this was not the color I wanted. I'm gonna just put it right here because it's really light and we can kind of add into it. But the color I wanted was actually Zero Chill, which is underneath it. I'll go ahead and show you that real fast. So that's the one we're gonna use. And that's what I needed. And you just kind of want to pack it, not necessarily brush, just kind of filling in all those spots. I like the way that looks. And do the same thing over here. Just packing it. If you want a lot more color payoff though, like I like to fill it in first like this and make sure it's all covered. All those harder to reach spots. And then take your middle finger and just pack it on. You get a lot more color with shimmer shades when you pack it with your finger, but you can't always reach everything, so you want to do it after, or that's how I like to do it, at least. And I did get a little bit of fallout just because I got a lot of product on my finger, so you just want to get a clean brush and wipe it away. And make sure to make that awkward face, because if you don't, you're not doing it right. Okay, so we have most of the eye done. I know it looks really crazy. Like I said, when you don't have any other makeup on your face, the eyes look really intense, the brows, everything. But I promise it will all pull in together. For the bottom, I'm going to go in back to my Revolution palette, and there is a really nice blue in here. I think I'm gonna do, it's called Ocean Deep, and I'm just gonna do that on my bottom lash line. Yeah, that actually goes really well, I think. You want to kind of make sure you're getting lower on product when you get closer to the inside of your eye, or else because it's thinner here, it just looks too much if you have that same thickness. So you just want almost like a shadow of it. And we're gonna do the other eye the same. And you'll notice I just keep dipping back into the color because I want it really vibrant, but I also don't want to get too much at a time. But as we get closer to the inside, you can kind of just wipe it like that. I'm gonna make sure it just matches up to the other one. It has this nice dark color. And there we go. I am gonna kind of pull it down just a little bit to give it kind of that shadow. Not getting any more product on my brush, just painted my eye blue. I do that way more often than I'd like to admit. All right, so now we've got the bottom done, and we are gonna go in and do the waterline. And it looks like I need to sharpen my pencil. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, these things are plastic and I don't know if they're supposed to be sharpened, but it worked. So if you know, feel free to let me know. So I'm just gonna go in right on that waterline, building it up. For years, I used my finger to pull it down. I am low-key convinced that this is how I got such bad under eye wrinkles so young, because I tug at my eyes to get in that waterline from such a young age. Plus you mess up your makeup and get it on your fingers. And then I saw somebody do this with a brush. I have no idea who it was. Some YouTuber, and I was like, oh wow, that looks hard. But I tried it and it changed my life. It's the only way I apply eyeliner now. And if you were wondering, these that I use for my for my waterline, they are the Neon Shockwaves from LA Girl. And I'm putting the wrong lid on it. And I feel like they show up really well. So I have been very impressed with them. To finish off this look, I want to do a wing. Again, I do not have the most steady hands, so hope for the best, cross your fingers, and I'm going in with ColourPop's, I cannot think of, oh, Ducky. I'm hoping this shows up on top of the blue. Looks like it is. I am gonna build it a little bit just to make sure it really shows, because we want that pink in there for that cotton candy look. It's not winging very well because it is getting into the purple, and I think it's just kind of blending. But that's okay, I like the shape it's making. So that's what we got. What I was saying is I cannot decide if I want to go in and add a glitter liner on top of this, or if I should just leave it alone. I have a hard time leaving things alone. I am going to add the pink glitter liner because I can't leave things well enough alone. Ooh, that's so pretty. Let me know which one you prefer. So let me know if you prefer it with the glitter or without. I'm just fanning it. Again, just like when I made that crease, I don't want it to move upwards and then make a new glitter line. But here it is. I actually really like it. I think it has a really nice shine. So I'm going to keep fanning it. The only negative, I am not even sure the brand of this. I got these for my birthday, but the only negative about these are they do take a while to dry. So after all that fanning, I did blink, get a little up here. I'm actually going to go ahead, and before I put my mascara on, I'm going to do the rest of my face, and I will be right back to finish these eyes. Alright, I am back, and I have applied everything except for my mascara. Oh, actually my mascara and my highlighter, because I figured they kind of went. I like to use my highlighter as well to finish up my eyes. So I'm going to go in with my Alchemist palette from Kat Von D, and I think I will go in with this blue sapphire. And if you want it to really show up, you just have to do the same thing you did before. Just spray the brush with it. And I'm going to do the same on the other eye. I love these colored highlights. I never knew when I would really use them. You want to bring them down just a little bit. Alright, and then I am actually going to use the purple for the rest of my face. Could it be too much? Yes, but I don't care. So this is the Ultraviolet Amethyst. Oh, it has such a pretty shade. I love that. It really just pulls in nicely with the whole eye look. Almost has kind of like a little bit of a blush look to it too. So then I'm not going to get any more because we don't want to be too shiny. I'm just going to put on my nose. and I will get more. This time we'll do the pink opal. Right on my Cupid's bow. And I'll even get my finger. Alright, so now we just need to finish up with our mascara. Of course, we need purple. So this is the ColourPop BFF Purple Prose. I could be saying that wrong. I just made a weird face. And we're just gonna apply this. I think I'll do it on the bottom as well. I thought about doing pink on the bottom, but it doesn't show up very well. I'll go ahead and do the other eye. Alright, we have that applied. This is actually my first time using the purple. It doesn't show up as well as the teal, but it's pretty. I'm going to go ahead and put on my bottom lashes. And these are hard because they're maybe a little bulkier than what I like to use on my lower lashes. But all in all, I think it looks good. Okay, so that is our finished look. We're going to go ahead and spray it with setting spray. And there it is. So I'm going to go ahead, take my pictures for today, and I hope you liked it. And I like it a lot. Let me know what you think.